My name is Angela Spignese, and I'm a health coach studying with the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I'm here today to share with you my formula for a healthier, happier, more balanced life. So the name of this formula is Salsa Soul Food. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this formula. So salsa is self-discovery through movement and physical activity. Now for me, this represents salsa dancing because I have been a salsa dancer for the past 5 years now. For you, salsa can be any physical activity or any type of movement. It can be aerobics, wrestling, golf, walking, running, whatever you like to do, that's your salsa. Next we have soul. And soul is a Spanish word for sun and sounds like the English word soul, S-O-U-L. So just like the sun nourishes us, we need activities in our life that nourish us. It can be something as simple as meditating, giving a friend a big hug, meeting up with someone you haven't seen in a long time, maybe even reading a book before you go to bed. These are little activities that may seem simple, but really make a big impact on our overall well-being and are necessary in our lives. And then last but not least, we have food, one of my favorite things in the world. So food is just food, pretty self-explanatory, but what a lot of people don't know is that food can be your poison or your medicine. And I want to help you find what foods make you thrive and make you more balanced. So in order to better explain this formula, I just want to give you a little bit of my background and my journey to discovering salsa soul food. 2 years ago, I was studying salsa dancing at a company pretty intensely, about 5 to 6 days a week, along with studying full-time as a student. So my schedule was pretty hectic. I was eating whatever sort of was in front of me, sleeping very little, and just trying to get by. Eventually, I stopped completely. My whole world was flipped upside down because the one thing that was my happiness was salsa dancing, and I decided to take it out of my life. It was hard for me to deal with. I realized that my anxiety was extremely high. I was not sleeping at all, and I was consuming high quantities of sugar, processed artificial foods, chicken fingers, french fries, pizza, chocolate, all the things I'm sure you're at home right now just wishing you could have one of those foods. But I was eating them to the point where it was extremely detrimental to my health and my well-being. So I finally graduated. And that fall, I went to live in South America. Now, for the first half of my trip, I was alone, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that experience of just having to deal with myself. I was able to reflect on why I was so anxious, why I was losing sleep, why I had lost my health, and why I was so unbalanced. So I was able to sort of piece myself back together, and I said, when I return to the US, I'm going to make a complete lifestyle change. So a week after I got back, I immediately had an interview to work at a corporate office job, and I got the job, 8 to 5 job, and it was great. But then I also decided that, that's fine. I'll also teach salsa 4 nights a week. So again, I was back into this schedule of no sleep, very poor diet, and lack of energy, and I wasn't balanced. I was back sort of where I started. So luckily for me, one of my students is currently, but was in that moment, a health coach, and she told me about a 2-week whole food challenge that she was doing. So I said, great, I need to do this, I need to make a lifestyle change. And I did it, and I was floored with the results. I was so happy, and I realized that this is so great, I need to be a part of this. I need to be a part of changing others the way that she helped me. So I finally learned more about the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I enrolled. And since I made that commitment to be a health coach to change my lifestyle, I've noticed that everything else has fallen into place. I'm dancing more, I make time for my soul activities, meditating more, seeing friends, reading more, and finally food, of course. I've made concrete food changes that I'm happy with and I don't feel overwhelmed by. So all 3 of those aspects, the salsa, soul, and food, are all in place, are all balanced. And again, it's a constant journey. I'm constantly working on them, but I do so with such happiness. And I can definitely say that I'm much happier, healthier, and more balanced than I was 2 years ago. So I want to share this with you. I would love for you to participate in the monthly Salsa Soul Food formulas. And if you did like this chat today, please like my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/aspignies. And I would love for you to also stay tuned for the October Salsa Soul Food. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.